The Chiefs Kingdom is so excited about quarterback Patrick Mahomes.
Touchdown! Mahomes stays hot.
All he does is throw touchdown passes.
Touchdown! And another to the list for Patrick Mahomes.
I assume he's human, but I'm not certain about it.
Let's go! Let's go! 5,000 yards passing and 50 touchdowns in a single season.
2018 most valuable player.
Patrick Mahomes!
This is just the beginning. We have a long ways to go. Thank you.
Long way to go. Well, it was a nice start there for Patrick Mahomes, the MVP last year, 50 touchdowns in the book. Welcome to Good Morning Football. Could he be better? That's what we'll discuss.
That's a great question.
Woo!
About it.
I don't know. Kyle Brandt, Peter Schrager, who I think will say yes.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah. We've got Nate Burleson and myself, and let's start with the lead block and these Chiefs. Mahomes. He was busting out the no-look passes and OTAs this week. Everyone's saying calm down, especially his teammate Kendall Fuller. And with the latest on the reigning league MVP, let's send it over to James Palmer.
The reigning NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes, lined up behind center sporting a new look. He's wearing a visor over the last couple of days, and if he feels comfortable with it, he'll wear it during the 2019 regular season. Now, this offseason, Mahomes actually had to restrain himself from working out too much or throwing too much because of the agony he felt after losing the AFC Championship game. He self-scouted this offseason and felt like oftentimes he made the elaborate play or bought time when he could have made the easy completion for a first down. This offseason, he's spending time finding a balance between the two. But at the same time, him and Andy Reid are taking things to another level.
Yeah, we've added a lot. I mean, we never stop adding plays here, and that's the best thing about this team and this offense is, like I said, we're never satisfied with just where we're at. We're always trying to get better, finding ways to get better as a team, as an offense, and Coach Reid's going to challenge you every single day.
Mahomes and company are already seeing the improvements made on the defensive side of the ball with the additions of Tyrann Mathieu and Frank Clark. Today, Mahomes said he wanted to throw a screen pass to fullback Anthony Sherman, but had to throw the ball away because Frank Clark sniffed out the play.
That's what I mean.
Appreciate you, James. Mahomes led the Chiefs to one of the highest-ranked offenses in the league and the most watchable, in fact. In his first full season as a starting QB, threw for those 50 touchdowns. And let's talk about the rest of his career.
Okay.
Because the question has to be, are we witnessing the start of a legendary career? What does he have to do to get there, Shraves?
You know what legends do? They win Super Bowls.
Talk about it.
Put that on him so soon, but that's what we need to see from Mahomes. We've already seen the individual statistics. Dan Marino did a similar season like that, never got the ring. You need to get the ring to be in that conversation, and Marino's had enough stats where he is in that conversation. But for Mahomes, we need to see all of that and even more from the team side. I think it's Super Bowl or bust for the Chiefs, but I look at their offense, and I think that he could be as good, if not better, because a lot of times when these quarterbacks have these great years, other teams pluck all their coaching staff. That didn't happen for Kansas City. Eric Bieniemy's back as the offensive coordinator. Mike Kafka is back as the quarterback's coach. Andy Reid is back as the head coach. And the Tyreek Hill thing is a huge factor. I don't want to minimize it enough that Tyreek Hill is one of the greatest offensive players in the sport. If he's not on the field, it's going to be a loss. But they did add Mecole Hardman, a rookie out of Georgia. Yep. They did add a couple other guys. Carlos Hyde is a running back that they think they can rely on. And I'll tell you, from what I hear from everyone in that building and also all the media covering it, Sammy Watkins looks awesome. We've heard it in May a million times before. But if all those other pieces can look good, I don't think 50 touchdowns and a Super Bowl ring is out of the question.
You're doing one of those tweets with the clap hands in the middle. Sammy Watkins looks awesome. You're in it, Peter.
I've been there. I want to say he needs a ring because that's true, but Marino doesn't have one, and he's still. So if he puts up 50 touchdown seasons after seasons for the next 5 years, he's still going to be a legend.
Yeah, of course.
It's a legend with an asterisk.
Yes,
Marino is a legend.
Peyton Manning was doing that the early part of his career, and then Peyton Manning won the ring, and it was like, all right, it's done. Like, let's no more.
Marino, I love him. He's not in the class as Montana and Brady and Peyton. It's just a fact. I mean, Marino is often a punchline. It's not his fault, but he didn't win a Super Bowl. Mahomes, no one wants to be the king of ashes. You know what I mean? You have to have that championship. And it's so early to be talking about why doesn't he have a championship. I just wonder, like, Peyton had Marvin the whole time, and Montana had Rice. Like, I look at Tyreek Hill, too, and it was all boiling perfectly, and he's going to get the huge contract, and he's incredible, and they can grow old together and set records and win rings. Now I don't know. Is Sammy Watkins that thing? We've thought Sammy Watkins is going to be a thing a lot of times. Now, Mahomes might be so good that he could do the Brady model, because it's not just Mahomes. As long as Andy's there, it might be bring me someone fast and give me Kelsey, and I can get you to the playoffs. But with this big of a talent, much is expected. Like, if Patrick Mahomes plays 12 years and doesn't win a Super Bowl, I'll already be bitterly disappointed because of how talented he is.
Let me quote one of my favorite movies of all time.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
You know what it is. You've heard this.
Howard the Duck?
No, it's a great movie, though. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. You remember The Sandlot and Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Go on.
What did he have to do to become a legend? Do you remember?
Wear PF
Did it steal home?
No, he had to pickle the beast.
Right.
And who's the beast?
The dog?
Who's the dog? Who's
Tom
the
Brady.
beast?
Tom
Brady. You
Yeah,
got to
Tom Brady.
pickle the damn beast.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. Until he retires, you got to go out there. If he would have beat Tom Brady, made his way to the Super Bowl, they win a ring, yes, I would answer your question right now. We are looking at a legend at work.
What if he retires Tom Brady? Like Tom Brady's final game
If he
losing to Patrick
if
Mahomes.
he retires Tom Brady and then goes on to win a ring, yes, we're looking at a legend. But just like you guys are saying, he would be Marino, which is a legendary figure in the sport of football. But he's not mentioned with the greatest of all time because he doesn't have the rings. You know, as much as we love Charles Barkley, Shaq can always talk trash to him during the broadcast because Shaq got the rings.
He literally wears them.
He literally wears them and says, I'll punch you with these rings. And Charles can't do anything but laugh it off. So I don't want to sit here 20 years from now and Pat Mahomes is talking about all of these fantastic plays, these highlights, no-look passes, and he has to laugh off the fact that he didn't win a ring. So he got to pickle the beast, and right now the beast is Tom Brady, and he's in the same division. I mean, in the same conference, excuse me.
So if it's winning the ring, and we know the rookie window is smaller than ever, he's on his rookie contract for the next 3 years, then he's going to break the bank as he should. So it's small, and it's hard to win a championship if you do have the 31st defense in the league. Has it improved? I'm not sold on that. I don't know if fans are, but we did hear from head coach Andy Reid yesterday about his coaching staff and how they've played a really big part in improving the defense so far.
I will tell you, it's very well organized, and for the time that they've had together, there are not a lot of holes in their coverages, and so I've been impressed by that. Some of that has to do, I think, with being able to bring people, assistant coaches that have been with Spags. So they were able to hit the ground running. I think that pays off for a camp like this. And then their communication with the players, knowing the defense, being able to communicate and teach it. I've been impressed with that. So I like what I'm seeing on defense, and we just keep building. We're 3 days into a shorts practices, so we keep building it. But I sure like the enthusiasm, intensity, energy, all those things I like right now.
Andy Reid there talking about his defense, looking at some notable additions and losses on the Chiefs. A lot of change over here, guys. The biggest names on the addition side, of course, defensive end Frank Clark, Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu, but a lot of big names left as well. Schrags, thoughts?
Thoughts is all about Spags. It's about Steve Spagnuolo. Good point right there by Andy Reid. They didn't blow up the whole defensive staff.
Right.
They have guys there, but Spags comes in with a different scheme, 4-3 defense, and you are saying, hey, Bob Sutton, we love you as a guy, but we had to change something. Here comes Spagnuolo with maybe the biggest challenge of his career. I mean, it's all built for success.
Mm-hmm.
We said it all last season. The Chiefs' season is going to come down to the defense needing to make one big stop. They couldn't do it in overtime at home. Guys, next year, the Chiefs is going to come down to making one big stop on defense. I said it here. You got to make it. Frank Clark, Tyrann Mathieu, anybody, we need it.
Andy Reid said there's not that many holes in this defense, which there were. There were gaping holes in this defense last year. I feel like they're fixing that. As long as you can minimize your weaknesses in your defense, they'll be fine. You don't have to have the best defense to win a Super Bowl. You just can't have the worst.
Questions about defense, a couple questions on offense. We'll see what the Chiefs can do in the AFC West this year. More on them in a bit. I love finally hearing from these coaches.
It's pretty fun, isn't it?
Players. It's great. Best defensive player in the NFL, Aaron Donald. We'll give him a nickname.
We're giving Aaron Donald a nickname?
That's a good point about Denzel Ward. He picked his own nickname.
Denzel Ward could have easily gone with the Denzel Washington name. He said